That's why I'm the only one who watches it.
No, nobody watches it.
Evolution is a mystery.
You gotta start it with that every time.
No, I don't know.
I
uh,
mean, it's up to you.
Evolution.
Evolution is a mystery.
Started with like something else. Let's
Oh,
set up a bit. What's up?
Tay. After
Are you
NXT,
ready?
just put a little hyphen that says news. It's like maybe like it's like three things. And it should take like maybe 2 minutes at most.
Okay.
Just to let you know, you can start whenever you want, Tiano.
Sounds good to me. I'm just
Yeah.
writing down some notes here. Are you ready? Boom, boom.
I think you should keep your mic off, Mega,
Boom, boom.
when you're not talking. Cause you get like the background noise feedback.
Boom,
And it's
boom,
turned on when
boom.
you're talking. Yeah.
Break it down.
No, yeah, it's my furnace.
Boom, boom,
Oh, never got it.
boom, 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 boom.
We gotta talk about that. We gotta talk about Omega's pad. It's pretty cool. He's got a cat and a rabbit and a deer.
Degeneration X. A deer? Ooh, I like that.
He doesn't have deers. No, no. No. What was it, Omega? You sent me that video that you saw deers
He's
outside
riding a
house.
deer?
No.
Somebody riding a
Oh,
deer?
the antler?
Oh, antlers. That's
Let
what
me
it
get
was.
up to like it. Maybe it stops the furnace.
I'm gonna be like,
What
oh,
you're saying, I can focus now.
what?
I can hear what you're saying
What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm not saying anything.
about my deer. The
No.
guinea pigs, not rabbits.
Oh, get pigs. I thought you had a rabbit.
All right.
I wish I had a rabbit.
All right, everybody shut up. Let me start.
Oh, jeez. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. My bad.
You should be sorry. You should be sorry, Kevin. All right, welcome everybody to the Botched Finish podcast. This is a podcast where we chat about wrestling, all things wrestling, normally WWE, but I'm one of your hosts, Tagato61 Bay, and to the immediate right of me, we have Kevin the Killer, aka Ace.
I'm killer now? Okay. What's up, everyone? I didn't know it was a killer.
And on the other side, it's your old gamer tag, so that's what's gonna happen. And on the other side of the Xbox, we have KillerPayback.
It's a me.
It's a,
It's a him. It's a KillerPayback. And last but not least, we have a special guest this evening. We have Rip Wilson, aka Omegaveli. Omegaveli.
It's me. It's me. It's R.I.P. R.I.P.
R.I.P. And like I said
like that
before,
record.
this is the Botched Finish podcast. Each and every week we have 4, maybe 5, maybe 3, who knows, wrestling fans gather around this Xbox Live party. We might switch to Discord, who knows. Each will bring you usually an opinion on each of the WWE shows and with some news and other things. If you like that, you can follow us on YouTube. Just search Botched Finish. So Botched Finish podcast without the ED on the finish. And if we will, the link, that's the link there. And you can follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/botchfinish as well. And we will be on SoundCloud soon as Kevin decides to figure that out.
once I figure it out.
So boys, he's gonna figure it out today and this week, so it's gonna be great. So guys, you ready to get this thing started?
Before we go on, now that I think about it, why didn't we do this on Discord?
You know, well, I think it was because of a person that's not on the Xbox party this week.
Rest in peace, Antman. Rest in peace.
I think rest in peace, Antman. I don't think we
miss
don't
you,
have
man.
we don't have Antman on the podcast this week because he died from the Division Black Flu. So, just kidding, he's not dead. He's really sick.
We gotta
so,
future-proof it, just in case. You never know.
Yeah, just in case. Future perfect. He ain't dead. I at least hope not.
Also, wait,
So you guys, What else you got for me, Kev?
It's Botched Finish podcast. Just search it up on YouTube. The ED.
Yep.
It doesn't have the ED on Twitter. That's what it was.
No ED on Twitter.
Yeah, it's just Botched Finish.
So check this out. Yep, Botch Finish on Twitter. You can
Okay.
check us out. I think Kevin runs our socials.
I need to
So
give you guys
we
a
can,
password to that. I keep forgetting. You guys need to
Nah,
remind me.
dude.
No.
Nah, dude. I think Kevin's our social man.
No. I need to give the password to you guys so you guys can just tweet out stuff you see. Just in case.
All right, perfect.
Well, you never know.
So you guys want to get us started here with the rundown here from this week?
What do we got? We got Raw, SmackDown, NXT, maybe New Japan. We'll see.
Oh yeah, and I think we got a nice topic this week of talking about the WrestleMania card as well. So I think we're gonna hop right into Monday Night Raw here, guys. How do you feel about that?
Let me actually open it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let me open that page. Oh, no, I still have it up. Okay, good. I'm good.
All right,
All right,
I should
absolutely.
paraphrase this.
Oh yeah, we're paraphrasing. So Raw started out this week, and we had Brock Lesnar walk out right away with Paul Heyman. I didn't think that was going to happen, but that's just my opinion.
Did they announce?
And
it was coming out?
Heyman, they mentioned it last week, that he was going to make an appearance. Paul Heyman did that whole bit last week where he was sitting at commentary booth and doing different banter.
Oh yeah. That's where he said it.
So Brock came out with Paul. Paul starts cutting his promo, all this stuff. He mentions Drew McIntyre, and then all of a sudden Drew just comes out. And then out of nowhere, we get Seth Rollins come out and absolutely just beat the living hell out of Drew McIntyre with a steel chair. And then Rollins runs into the ring, tries to get after Lesnar. Lesnar leaves, and Rollins basically just runs around the ring, angrily tossing the chair, and then heading to the back. So that's kind of the first thing that kind of happened on Raw. That's how they started out Raw. I don't know if it's just a wonderful GIF that we see of Seth Rollins beating the living hell out of McIntyre across the back with that steel chair. It's pretty interesting.
You guys saw that YouTube video that some person recorded of the cameraman just going up and down. They were trying to film and Seth Rollins hitting Drew McIntyre with the chair.
Oh yeah,
he's doing absolute air squats there.
Yeah, it was like holy moly.
And then, and so I don't know, guys. So are we going to talk about each segment, or are we just going to try to get through everything and then talk about highlights?
After we still have
perfect.
what got cut.
Perfect, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
So then after that, we got Strowman coming in. Strowman came in and faced. I think it was. We got Strowman and Finn Balor against Lio Rush and Bobby Lashley, and they came in there, and after Bobby Lashley retreated from the ringside area, Lio Rush gets planted with the running power slam, and Braun and Finn Balor get the victory there over that. The next segment that happened after that match was Ronda Rousey was arriving backstage. Officials came and got her. Apparently Rousey had been fined for her actions last week, and then there was a bunch of extra security because of everything that happened last week. So that was that second segment. After that third segment, after that, Alexa Bliss came out for a moment of bliss, and her guest was Elias, who revealed that he will be headlining the musical guests for this year's WrestleMania, which I don't know what the hell that means. And Elias is talking and all this stuff, and No Way Jose comes, music hits, and the conga line comes out, and they come out dancing, and apparently Otis from Heavy Machinery, which I thought was hilarious, was leading the pack. It was so funny. And Alexa Bliss, starts talking and interrupting him, but then Elias is suddenly attacked by this masked costume person, and No Way Jose pulls the mask off, and it turns out that it's him who is attacking Elias there on that segment. Elias quickly takes down No way, Jose. I think after that happened, they were made into a match, and Jose gets hit with the drift away, which is that, it's kind of what Velveteen Dream kind of does. Or no, his drift away is kind of this weird corkscrew suplex type thing. And then after that point, after that match with Jose and Elias, we had Kurt Angle come out to announce his opponent to WrestleMania. Oh gosh, I hate this. The crowd was chanting, "Thank you, Kurt," and all that stuff for his last match. The McMahon family allowed Angle to choose his opponent. Kurt Angle says his opponent is someone who has made his life a living hell for the last when he was general manager, and that was Baron Corbin. And then after that point, Angle is preparing for his match, and Chad Gable comes out, and him and Gable have a match. It was a nice gesture that was before the match, where Gable thanked Kurt for opportunity, and how Kurt was an inspiration to Gable. The way this match ended was Gable misses a moonsault, and then Kurt wins and gets a tap out. Definitely was a sluggish match. Something not Kurt's best match that I've ever seen him do. After the match, Baron Corbin comes out with a bunch of boos. Corbin says that he has the honor of destroying Kurt Angle in his last match, and that's kind of how that segment ends. Next, after that point, we had the Boston Hug Connection come out, and it was revealed at this point that they will face the Iconics on Tuesday night on SmackDown, and they're going to talk about WrestleMania. Natalya comes out with Beth Phoenix. Phoenix starts talking about how she's proud of those two girls, but she wishes that championship had been that championship when she wrestled full time, that she wishes that she was there, and she proposes that she comes out of retirement to face the Boston Hug Connection. Tensions start to rise, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we got Nia Jax, who comes out to cut a promo on Beth Phoenix, and then out of nowhere, Tamina comes and just attacks Phoenix and lays her out. And that causes a disqualification in that match between Boston Hug Connection and Natty and Beth Phoenix. After that match happened, we then have Ricochet come out against Jinder Mahal, and Ricochet pulls out a pretty easy victory against Jinder Mahal with the 630. And then after that, Seth Rollins is cutting a promo, talking about how tonight is for Dean, tonight is for Roman, tonight's kind of for Brock Lesnar too. And he hopes that the Universal Champion is watching as he faces McIntyre later on in the night. The next match was Ronda Rousey against Dana Brooke for the Women's Championship. Rousey comes out and wins with an absolutely quick armbar. Brooke taps. Rousey is just continuing to show this kind of heel turn here and doesn't let go of the armbar. Brooke screams in agony. Then Rousey starts attacking all the officials, and then her husband pulls her away. And the officials are weirdly banding it together against her. And after that point, it looked like we got Baron Corbin facing Apollo Crews, and Baron Corbin dominates most of the match, but Apollo Crews sneaks out with the surprise inside cradle for the victory. And then it's another promo, and the promo that's cut is by Batista, who is doing an interview with Michael Cole about his match against Triple H, which is the no holds barred at WrestleMania. And they start talking, and Batista just says, "I left because of Triple H, because he didn't think I was a star." And we got talking about he's going to end his his in-ring career against Triple H, how he's going to end Triple H's career and be in control that way. And then I think this is the last. No, maybe we got a little bit more here, but Drew McIntyre comes out. Yeah, Drew McIntyre comes out and is going to start cutting a promo on Roman Reigns. And Seth Rollins takes exception to some of those things, and he comes out. McIntyre and Rollins start brawling all over the place, and their match doesn't even start yet. It looks like Rollins is about to score the victory, and Brock Lesnar comes out and causes a distraction. McIntyre then blindsides Rollins with a Claymore kick and gets the victory at the end of that. There. And so the distraction by Brock Lesnar and Heyman leads to McIntyre getting the victory. So I think that is what closed out the show there on Raw.
Freaking God.
Yes, it is.
So long.
And so that is so much stuff. My mouth is dry trying to go through all of that. But what do you guys think? What were some of the highlights? What were some of the things that you guys actually let's play the game. Let's play what got cut before we get into our thoughts about Raw. So
all right.
I'll tell you who got cut. Roman did.
Was he in the show? No, he wasn't, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, because they had the Seth thing happen. They didn't have Roman. So so the game that we do once a week here about Raw, we do 2 games. The first one is, does Kevin fall asleep? And this week, Kevin, did you fall asleep during Raw at all?
I did not fall asleep at all. I should have. Gosh darn, how long.
So Kevin did not fall asleep this week, so we won't talk about that. But we'll go on to our second game, which is what got cut from the Hulu version, because KillerPayback, who is on our panel, he watches Hulu, and so we here, the rest of our panel here on Botched Finish, are gonna try to guess what got cut from the Hulu version to try to trim the fat off of that for the Hulu version. So I'm gonna take a look here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to
for volume. 4 things got cut.
4?
4.
Good lord.
Did he when he was going through everything? Did he miss something, or did he say everything?
No, he said everything.
I think I have a feeling.
Some of these matches were very long. Let me tell you.
Oh my
Longer than they really should have been. They were not exciting.
This is gonna be hard. I think I have. Is it? Oh man. Are they all matches?
I think I know for sure one.
So for all you playing at home,
speech?
I'm not going to answer that until you guess. Anyone who's actually listening, the Hulu version gives you about 2 out of the 3 hours, so about 40 minutes or so are cut from in the Hulu version. So if you want to play along, that's pretty much what you have to cut out, about 40 minutes of matches or promos.
I think I know one for sure that I see that probably got cut. I'm gonna say it was the Corbin and Cruz match. Definitely got cut.
Corbin
Okay.
Cruz. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I could see the Ricochet and Jinder Mahal match being cut as well.
You say all 2. Say all 4. Together. Just say it.
Yeah.
Okay, so my guesses are the Baron Corbin Apollo Crews match, the Ricochet Jinder Mahal match. Oh, this is hard. No, here. This is a good one. We're gonna go the No Way Jose Elias match, as well as the Moment of Bliss. So those are my 4: Moment of Bliss, the Elias No Way Jose match, Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews, and there was one more. I don't remember what I said. Let me look. I'm scrolling down. Oh, Ricochet and Jinder Mahal. Yep, Ricochet and Jinder Mahal. Those are my 4.
All right, Kevin.
do want to say they cut Natalya and Sasha Banks. I'm pretty sure they cut that match out. Did they cut out Ricochet? I don't know if they cut out Ricochet. I'm gonna keep Ricochet in. They cut out Natalya and Sasha Banks. Yeah, Corbin and Apollo Crews. And the whole Elias, with the bliss, the moment of bliss, and then the Elias versus No Way Jose.
All right, Omega, do you care to make a guess?
I don't know, because I missed most of Raw and watched it on Hulu.
Oh,
so I don't.
Oh, okay. So
you got a mix of it.
So he's in the same boat.
You got the mix. You can watch the live and Hulu version. That's interesting.
All right. Drum roll, please, to myself that I'm gonna make a drum roll. Someone got all of them correct.
Oh, someone got all the correct.
And both of you got 3 of them correct. So the whole moment of bliss with No Way Jose's entrance that was cut.
Okay.
Which is surprising because I would think they would keep in the part where Elias is the musical guest.
I mean, I guess they don't care about
and
that.
of course, Elias versus No Way Jose was cut as well. And then, yes, Apollo Crews versus Baron Corbin was cut. And
Nice.
Ricochet and Jinder Mahal was also cut.
Oh,
Okay,
really?
there's the 3.
I guess it makes sense.
That's 4. That's 4.
Oh, that's 4,
Yeah,
so I got them all.
Hey, you got it right. Yeah.
How do you want to say Ricochet and Jinder Mahal? I don't know why. I guess that makes sense.
Well, it's because you think, it makes sense that they got cut, but it also would make sense that they would keep that match because they're pushing Ricochet so hard.
That's what I was thinking. That's why. He was only NXT guy,
Yeah.
right? If you don't count.
Yeah,
Elias.
he was the. Yeah, they didn't have Alistair on the card, but.
Well, he was
All
on
right,
his
guys.
honeymoon, so.
So that was what got cut from the Hulu version. I got 4 for 4, so I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back there.
Who won last week?
All right.
No one.
Remember.
You all got it wrong.
Yeah, I don't think
No one got
we all
anything
got it
correct
wrong.
last week.
Really? Holy moly. Jesus.
I'm giving Tay.
Oh,
Oh,
because I think they
points.
cut last.
What?
You gonna give me some points?
it's bullcrap. Bullcrap. I
You
don't
get
like
10
this.
pay points.
I don't like
Ooh,
I like this.
I like this.
What we're gonna
The
say?
points don't matter. It's like who lands this anyway. But I think last week, wasn't it? What got cut was the Dana Brooke and Ronda Rousey
Yes.
promo. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Something
So
else
what'd
too,
you guys-
but I
Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh yeah, the match was
So
on.
what did you guys think about Raw? What were some highlights? What were some lowlights? What do you guys think about the show?
Too long.
I
Hey,
definitely
hey, if I
hated
did
them
follow.
giving away Finn Balor being or having Braun Strowman as his tag team partner.
I was about to say the same thing. So right before it cuts to commercial break, Michael Cole's like, I have an idea who his partner is, and I'm gonna say he's a
Michael?
monster.
No, it was like.
Really?
I bet he's gonna have a monstrous team or something like that. It was something like
Oh
that.
yeah, monster in his corner or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. And I was
Michael
like,
Cole playing
What the
spoiler.
fuck? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but well, we know who it is now. I mean, it was pretty obvious. Who else is he gonna call out?
I mean, that's the point. I wanted someone else.
Who else is gonna?
Anyone
come
else?
out?
There's so many superstars on the Raw roster.
Yeah, but you gotta
Yeah,
think.
they're definitely gonna push that bromance.
You gotta think who's
If he
a friend
stays in
of.
WWE.
You gotta be thinking who's a friend of Finn as well. So
The club?
they're in SmackDown.
I don't get. How do we know
They're
this?
gone,
We
Kevin.
haven't seen
It
them
doesn't-
in
They're gone.
months.
It doesn't really matter.
And as I say, I hope.
When was the last
Doesn't
time you
really
saw them
matter.
televised? Survivor Series,
Miss them
maybe?
already.
I don't know. It's been a while.
I think Backlash, 2017.
No, I think they were on the team for Survivor Series.
2017? No
It's
way.
like 2 years ago.
What it feels like, dude.
Yeah, they haven't been on anything really, but
They
So
did
Raw-
one entrance with Balor and haven't been on TV since. I don't know what
That's
the hell's
true.
going on.
So Raw, I think for me, just a highlight that I saw from Raw. I liked the whole, Rollins. I like the stuff that Rollins did. this week. With McIntyre, I liked at the beginning of the show where they just, I think that was at the beginning of the show, where he just comes out with a chair and completely just beats the the living hell out of McIntyre. And McIntyre's selling the crap out of it too. You could tell he's like arcing his back, doing the whole thing. So I liked that. I mean, I like the whole build that they're doing there and having Brock come out and do a distraction during the match to get McIntyre with the win. I did like that. I didn't. Yeah, Brock finally coming out, like that's a big deal. I don't like that Brock's there. I don't like that Brock's champion, but because he just is never there. But I like what they did on the show.
Not paying you $4 million not to show up.
Vince McMahon.
Come on, damn it.
You
better show up.
The highlight I had was when Kurt announces that Baron Corbin is his opponent.
Dude.
And then visible disappointment of the whole crowd just overwhelmed the broadcast. It was hilarious.
Dude, also, that match with Chad Gable, that was rough. I don't know about you guys. That was just rough. I was like, oh my goodness. He needs to retire.
I thought Kurt's match last week with Apollo Crews was much better.
Yeah. This one was slow paced. Like, holy moly. Like, they weren't doing... There wasn't much going on in the match. It's a bunch of grapple. I guess there are wrestlers, but, I mean, still. It was a slow paced match.
Dude, they're 2 Olympian fucking gold medalists.
That doesn't matter.
Honestly,
I mean that's
years
true.
ago,
they're showing it off, but
2 years ago, Kurt Angle had one of the best matches. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. He had one of the best matches I've ever seen against Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, that was in.
And then look at him today.
Look it up on YouTube. Like that match is just amazing to watch.
I mean, the same thing.
2016. It was that one indie show.
Like
the same thing.
2 matches, a cage match.
Wait, what?
He had a cage match and a regular match with Cody.
Oh yeah.
I mean, both those matches were awesome.
I was gonna say the same thing happened with Sting. I mean, but then again, his was an accident, but he was actually kind of slow too when he wrestled, when he came back, or at least when he came to the WWE. Like, he was having great matches in TNA, and then like he goes to WWE. It was like all right matches, and then he had that injury, which just shelved him forever. So he was doing.
Yeah, I mean,
it's interesting
when you had that.
Happens.
When you had that WrestleMania match against Triple H, when he first like made his huge like big appearance, like I thought that was good. Yeah. But that's just because it's Triple H, and Triple H is able to really sell. He's able to sell stuff. I mean, Triple H is like learned from the best of Ric Flair of how to sell things. But yeah, for sure, you definitely see Kurt just like being a shell of himself, and I don't think it's helping him out that they're going to have him... I think they're going to have him wrestle every week getting up to his last match.
I don't think they should.
Like it, yeah.
Like, I don't think they should.
I don't think they should either, but I think that's what they're going to do because they want to like really showcase him around the country. But I think that he should have had like an announcement that this is going to be his last match against whoever. I think his last match should be against somebody else that could really work really well with him and not freaking Baron Corbin.
John Cena.
But
a lot of people want John Cena.
I think that'd be cool. Yeah. Ruthless aggression, like bring that back.
Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels can do it. Wasn't he all right at the Crown Jewel?
He was pretty okay. A little rusty, but
he was
fine.
Nowhere near him versus Taker, but bald versus bald.
Oh no.
They have to do it.
Hair versus hair match. Whoever wins gets hair back.
Shawn Michaels is gonna have this cowboy hat the whole time.
It's not gonna come off somehow too.
His headband.
It's gonna stick on him.
Oh. Also, there was a report that said the Baron Corbin match was not a work. It was an actual planned thing. Which, I mean, story-wise...
I mean, it would make sense story-wise, but I also saw similar reports that they're gonna trash it and they're gonna go with something else.
Oh, it definitely seems that way. So with the response it got, I don't think they're gonna keep it.
Wait, what do you mean it wasn't a It was an actual match. What do you mean? Which Baron Corbin match? You mean the one?
No. Like the actual planned match was Baron Corbin versus Kurt Angle for
Oh,
Mania.
oh yeah. Yeah, wasn't that obvious? Or
A lot of people were hoping it was a work. Like John Cena was gonna come out of nowhere and wrestle Kurt Angle.
I knew it was real when he announced it. I just had a feeling.
for sure.
Because it kind of does make sense story wise. Baron Corbin being so hard on Kurt when he was general manager, and him being assistant general manager, or whatever. Kind of makes sense. He got him fired, this and that. So it kind of does make sense. But,
Constable.
But he's not general manager anymore.
Well, it makes sense. He wants payback from.
Why does he still have that damn vest?
I don't know. I forgot.
Good question.
I think
He has a side job as a bartender.
He was trying to
can't
be.
really change his clothes.
He's trying to be
True.
a constable Corbin still, and it's like that doesn't make sense anymore.
I think
He's
knew
not even
why.
the constable.
I think I knew why he still has the get up again. I don't remember exactly why though. I think it's because of his physique. He wants to keep it on. Something like that. I don't remember what it was.
Probably.
It's probably because he doesn't look like any. He doesn't. Everything he wears doesn't look right when he doesn't have hair.
That's true.
I guess yeah.
True.
Yeah, I guess he did shave it off when he came out as a constable.
So, two more things that I want to talk about from Raw. The Ronda Rousey stuff. What are you guys thinking? What are you guys feeling about this? What her turn? It's pretty much a heel turn. Am I right? Or is this just
yeah. This is
like,
definitely
I
a
don't-
turn.
Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think about that? Do you think that's like what should be happening? And given what's like are gonna have two heels then in the triple threat match with Ronda and Charlotte being a heel and then Becky being the face, and then obviously I think Becky is gonna overcome both of them, but
I want to know
what do you guys feel and think about that?
I want to know why she turned heel. Because I heard the plan wasn't for her to be heel. The plan was to do
It was
whole.
not.
Yeah, the plan was to be like she's a face, and then at WrestleMania Becky wins, and then Ronda and Becky hug and this and that, and then all the women come out.
I'm reading this.
You heard that too, right?
Out like the end of Evolution.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's such a great step in the women's evolution.
I was like, oh my goodness, if they do that, that would be so dumb and so like I don't know, cliche. I don't know.
I'm
wouldn't
so
fit.
glad that they scrapped that.
Yeah.
Honestly, like that is the worst decision you could ever make. That doesn't help anyone.
It's like, yeah, great that great that women are main eventing freaking WrestleMania. They all come out and celebrate. Like it wouldn't feel right. Like like TV wise and story wise. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I hope and I pray that this is the main event. Like, I know that that's the reports that it will be, and I hope that it is, because they deserve it. They're like Becky is the hottest thing in the sport. Ronda, she's like the thing. Ronda is like a huge name. Charlotte Flair also is like another huge name, just linked with Rick and everything else. Like, it's the biggest thing on the card, I think. Like, the biggest pop, anyways, on the card that you look for in name recognition and like how hot
It's big.
Becky is, anyways.
It's big, but I heard it's also kind of dying down though.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me because
Yeah, the
they've
Kofi
drawn
thing,
it out
too.
so long.
And the Kofi thing is more recent too, so people are like behind that as well. So we'll see.
I think I get that they've been building this since Survivor Series, because when Becky was champion and Ronda was champion, they were going to face against each other. I get that whole thing. But I think what they should have done is just held back on that a little bit longer and like had it kind of start at Royal Rumble, just so we wouldn't have like those month or two gap between him where it was really burning and really hot. I think between
Had it like really
Survivor Series and Royal Rumble is when it was really hot between those two, because you had the social media jarring back and forth,
But it didn't start back then, though. It kind of started recently. The whole social media stuff, right? Or am I
No,
wrong?
no. They really did it during the Survivor Series matches.
They did. I don't remember that at
Like when
all.
they were, yeah, like they were doing Instagram posts back and forth at each other, and at that point, Ronda was being super face, and Becky then was just turning it on her. Like everything she was doing was turning it back on her, just being playing the whole badass role. And I thought that was gaining steam. I thought that match at Survivor Series was going to really be awesome until she got injured and got pulled out of it. Um, and then from there, they just kept building it for Mania. And I think if they would have just like trimmed it a little bit and not had it be a however long we're at now, month build towards this match, I don't think people would be nearly as burnt out on it.
Are you guys burnt out on it? Or are you guys still hyped for it?
I'm not as excited as I was before,
Dude.
but I am still excited to see it.
I'm so burnt out on Becky Lynch already. Like, all eyes should be on Asuka. They should have been Asuka versus Ronda. That's
I,
what everybody needed,
I would have
not
liked
what
that.
everybody wanted.
Yeah, I would have liked that too.
I think Asuka against Ronda would have been really good, just because I think they complement each other's styles really well.
Yeah. Asuka's not fucking fake badass like they're trying to make Becky Lynch.
I
Becky
mean,
Lynch is an armbar, that's one thing, but
yeah. They really
I don't
presented
know.
Asuka as a badass too recently. Ever since she lost their streak, she's been like meh. But by the way they've been
Oh yeah,
portraying her.
she's been on the decline so bad.
But
Yeah.
And she
I
lost
mean,
to Charlotte.
but I would argue that that's the booking of the SmackDown's women's division.
Yeah.
But so that was the one thing I want to talk about. The second one is, what are you guys thinking about this Batista interview promo with Cole? I thought it was super awkward and kind of weird, but
Really? I
what did you
liked
guys
it.
think of it?
I liked it.
I mean, I thought it was better than the face-to-face, but that's not hard to do.
Really? Did no one like it? I liked it. I don't know. I guess the whole, give me what I want was kind of funny, but
I don't know. They can't do it every week. Yeah, that was pretty funny when he's on the ramp saying that.
and yeah, they can't face off though until Mania. That's what I feel, at least. I mean, at
Yeah.
least maybe the go home show, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, are they going to do a contract signing? Do you think they'll have a contract signing saying like a liability thing, like they'll
Probably.
say like a no holds barred type thing? I bet you that's what they do the week before Mania.
I wonder how many other
I don't know.
contracts.
They should have had a Batista show up to NXT. Because Triple H was there today.
Oh
And
yeah,
if he showed up
I
to
mean,
NXT
we'll get
and
to
just
that.
beat him up, that'd be pretty epic.
I
Oh.
think that would have been super cool.
Sounds like what.
I
what,
have no input about the interview, but in the poster for Triple H versus Batista, they airbrushed Batista's nipples out.
Oh, I saw that too. I saw that. What's up with the people photoshopping these things? Come on. You leave
They're just
Leo Rush's
photoshopping.
I know,
arm
but I think
in.
like they're so close to each other.
Jeez. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
All right.
What else happened before we move along?
Last match, McIntyre versus Rollins. I don't really have a comment for this. Do you guys?
Yeah, I don't know either.
It was alright.
I don't really have a comment. I mean,
I don't know why he lost.
For
though.
McIntyre.
Yeah,
yeah, McIntyre.
Why?
Rollins.
Why Rollins lost?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's Chosen One versus Chosen One at WrestleMania. It's the
That's
old
true.
Chosen One versus the new one. And he has to bury every member of the Shield.
Oh,
Makes sense.
I didn't think about that.
Fair enough.
So is Roman gonna fight Drew McIntyre?
Yes.
I hope so.
We'll get to that later.
I hope so.
Yeah, we'll
If we get
we'll
swerved.
get
It's one of the
we'll
topics.
get to that later in the topic of the show. But let's give an overall like thumbs up, thumbs down, payback stars, whatever you want to give ranking to this Raw. What do you guys feel about it? I'll start. I'm gonna give this the bar symbol. It was meh to me.
Another one.
It wasn't great.
Didn't you give it to
It
last
wasn't.
week?
It wasn't. I gave the bar symbol to it last week as well.
Oh.
It wasn't great. It wasn't. I just feel like Raw is too long, and so I get really bored super easy in those middle filler matches. So I'll give it the bar. Kevin, what did you think about it?
I gave it. I'm giving it. I should have slept through at least a couple matches. Rating. Like I should have slept. I'll tell you which one I should have slept through. I should have slept through the. What was it? Elias and
The
No
moment of
Jose.
bliss in a way.
Yeah, I should have slept through that, and maybe continue on to Kurt Angle's. Cause gosh darn. And continue on. No, wait. When is Apollo Crews and?
That was.
Is that right after?
That was after the Nia and women's tag team stuff.
It is. It's not on. No, it's way after. It's after Ronda's thing.
Yeah, I mean it's after a lot of the women's stuff. Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, I guess I could have slept through those two. What do you think, Payback?
I give it 2 pay stars overall.
2 pay stars.
Yeah.
Omega, what's your verdict on Raw? Did you like it? Did you not like it?
2 out of 5 Steve Weisers.
Because Triple H wasn't there. Roman wasn't there. McMahon wasn't there. Who else wasn't there?
John Cena wasn't there.
CM Punk wasn't there.
Oh,
It's his hometown.
His hometown, yeah.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down. All right, so I feel like SmackDown's gonna go pretty quick, just because it's 2-hour show instead of a 3-hour show. But let's kick it off.
And
we're
an
gonna
hour
talk about.
of one.
That's
one
if you don't
match.
count the third hour of Temptation Island.
That's true. That's
Temptation
true.
Island. Are we gonna do a review of Temptation Island? No, we're not. No,
We
we're
might
not.
have to.
Isn't it almost over?
Oh damn it! I hope
Yeah,
not.
it was.
So
It was.
It ends.
It was.
I
I
think, 2
think
weeks
it's
from
like
now.
season. Yeah, I think it's like season finale coming up pretty quick. Do I watch it? No, I don't watch it.
I might watch it.
I mean, it's kind of entertaining. I watch it.
I don't know how the whole thing works, but that's
Yeah.
another topic.
What do you mean? Like every reality show works?
Yeah, but I don't get it. Like, is it
Kind of like Survivor.
is like are the couples split apart or are they together? Or what's going on?
They want to see if they get cheated on.
So they're
And,
split
like,
apart
they
then.
always do.
They're in the same area.
It's Jerry Springer or Cheaters Island.
So they're not.
Basically.
So they're not in the same area.
No, they're like
they're
on a
all.
separate island or something.
Yeah, there's like
know.
women are together in one place, but like couples. Or I'm not gonna explain it. We don't need to explain it,
I
but
don't
just
wanna
check it
know.
out if you
I
want to
don't-
look into it.
Let's,
It's
let's,
Temptation Island, man.
let's talk about it, dude.
There's
Come on.
couples.
I'll put it on
There's
the
couples.
on the video thing. Put Temptation Island logo on there.
No, we're not
Well,
gonna do
Nicole
that.
has heat
I mean, it'd be
backstage.
funny. It'd be funny, but it's all about being tempted. All right, so we're gonna go into SmackDown. SmackDown this week. Definitely the big part of the whole thing was the gauntlet match with Kofi, and we'll get to that in a minute. But the kickoff of the show was the Miz, and he came out and he's
Crying.
cutting a promo, basically crying, saying that his friendship was everything with Shane, and he's like, oh, it may sound corny, but he thought it was a really great moment when his dad got in the ring and all that stuff. And that was all because of Shane, and then Shane turned on him. And then he said that Shane is a disgusting human, just like Vince McMahon. And then Miz just says that he's earned everything. Shane hasn't earned, has now only earned one thing, and that's a beatdown at Mania, and then he leaves. So the next segment was a match that was Sasha Banks and Bayley versus Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, the Iconics. And they got a cheap kind of victory there. They kind of cheated to win. I think Billie Kay was outside the ring and was kind of holding on to either Sasha, I think it was Sasha or somebody, to try to like get the victory, and ended up getting the victory behind the ref's back. Next we had
Jesus, I don't have to do
Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens comes out to the ring, and with the new and improved KO show, it was a whole new logo and all that kind of stuff,
Wait, take
and
it up.
talks about.
Let's,
Say what?
let's hear how many door swings we hear. Omega, this is your topic. How many door swings we'll hear? Because I know Payback just left. He stepped out.
Oh, he just left?
How many?
Yeah, so how many
He
door
left, he
swings you
stepped
think
out.
we'll hear?
I'm
Two
gonna
and
go
one half.
3.
2.5. I think I know maybe 1. We'll see.
All right.
The half
Are we
is
gonna
he
keep-
didn't forget something.
Are we gonna
outside
keep?
the
Are we
door
gonna
and he's
keep
gonna
going?
get it.
Are we gonna?
There he
We're
is.
gonna keep
I
going.
heard a half. I heard a half swing. So
Half
going.
of a door swing.
keep going.
All right, so we're in the KO show segment. He leads out Becky Lynch as one of the guests, and Charlotte Flair is one of the guests. And they start listing off a lot. Owen starts listing off a bunch of occurrences, and that's caused bad blood between them and all that stuff. And then eventually, just Becky and Charlotte just start just beating the hell out of each other and scrapping all over the ring. Officials come out and they pull each other apart. We get after that happens, we get AJ Styles backstage cutting a promo, talking about how he's gonna tear it down at WrestleMania and hopefully his match against Orton. And after that point, we get Daniel Bryan that's gonna cut a promo. He says Kofi is getting a chance at the title shot in the Gauntlet match. That Kofi doesn't deserve the chance. Kofi's just a B+ player, and B+ is not good enough. No matter how much the audience chants his name, that will never change. And then the Kofi chants start ringing out. And then Kofi said he lost every opportunity he's gotten. And New Day music hits. Kofi goes up on the turnbuckle. Crowds are just chanting, going absolutely nuts. And when we get the first opponent that comes out, the bar comes out, and Kofi is the first. Kofi and Sheamus are the first match, and Kofi pulls off the victory there in that first match. I think he hit him with a
Trouble in Paradise.
Yeah, it was kind of like a cool Trouble in Paradise kind of
Kick.
transition that happened there between them, and it was kind of a cool way to start that gauntlet match off. And then Cesaro also gets beat by Kofi, so that's 2 of the 3, or 2 out of the 5 people. And then it's Rowan, and Rowan ends up like getting himself disqualified as he hits Kofi with a steel chair, and then afterwards he does his I don't know what do they call it, that choke slam hit where he grabs him by the head and he
What is it called?
choke slams. I
I
don't
like
remember.
the
I don't
face
remember.
palm, like choke slam.
Yeah, they face palm him and choke slams him through the announce table, and so there's 3 out of the 5. Kofi is moving on to the next match. The next one is the U.S. champ Samoa Joe. And as you periodically throughout the match, you go back to the backstage area, and more superstars are gathering around to root for Kofi. At the first one, you saw just the New Day, then it was the Usos, then it was R-Truth, and then it was the Hardys, and all these guys just building up and showing the support that Kofi has backstage. Kofi continues to struggle on against Samoa Joe, but Joe leaves. Kofi mangled in the ring after Kofi gets that elimination on him as well, and he is in the final match against Randy. Randy Orton comes in, and Kofi ends up surviving the match, and he supposedly is going to be earning his title shot at Mania. It looked like Big E and Xavier came out and were embracing him, and he was so happy and everything. But after that match, the music hits. No chance. That's what you got.
God damn it.
And Vince McMahon comes out. He congratulates Kofi. Omega, let me hear what Vince sounded like in that situation.
Give us a little taste, Omega.
You've been in here 11 years, Coffee, and you still don't deserve a match. Not until you fight this guy. This guy
That's
who's in
exactly
the
what
same
happened.
position you're in.
Exactly. And so he says Kofi is going to go to WrestleMania, and he pauses long, and he says, as long as he can defeat one more guy. The New Day is pissed. The crowd is booing. Vince wishes Kofi good luck, and the WWE champ, Daniel Bryan, comes out. Bryan, after a little bit of a match, delivers the final knee to Kofi and gets the pinfall. And there goes Kofi and the WWE Universe's dreams. And that is how the end of SmackDown ended. So, boys, what do you guys,
Hot take. I did not.
yeah.
I was not interested in the gauntlet match. Because we just
What?
had it. We just had it with Kofi like a while ago. And I was like, oh man, we're having another gauntlet match with them? I felt like it was too soon. Like we should have like spaced it out a bit more. Maybe towards the go home show.
Yeah, no way
Or
they did it twice.
next week maybe. I don't know. Or not even do it at all.
I mean, the gauntlet match, I mean, I love the gauntlet. I love the fact that that Kofi's able to show off even more, you know? Just how good he is, and that he, in my opinion, he deserves a title shot and also deserves to like have that title with all the work that he's put in and how good he is. But I definitely see where you're coming from, where that could be like too soon. Like we saw that gauntlet match before Elimination Chamber, or was it Fastlane, or was it Elimination Chamber? I don't remember.
Yeah,
It was the week
SmackDown.
before Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, like I mean, we've seen that. I mean, yeah, it's the same thing being redone, but Kofi just didn't win it this time. He got screwed over again.
yeah.
So
I don't know. I wasn't
I don't
feeling
know.
for another call-out match. I would have liked.
I mean,
Let me
I
just
think
put
they
this in
could have done something
perspective.
else.
That gauntlet match for Elimination Chamber took place on February 12th. This SmackDown was March 19th. It's been over 37 days, give or take.
It's pretty
Oh,
recent.
a little less than that, 35. That's still more than, that's still 5 weeks ago.
It's just, I don't know. It
Yeah, that's true.
felt like I've seen it before. Like literally, I've seen it like last week. That's at least what
I mean,
that's what it felt like.
The only two people that were in that gauntlet match that are the same are only Kofi and Randy.
I mean, Daniel Bryan too, if you count that.
That's true. That's true.
But I mean,
Also, technically, he didn't have a match in that too, since Rowan disqualified himself.
that's true. But I don't know. The gauntlet match, I don't know what they're trying to push here. The only thing that I think that they're trying to do is to just keeping the face heat, or like, you know, the support behind Kofi from the crowd, and to keep pushing that, and the heelishness of Daniel Bryan, but they're also trying to get the authority back into it as like heels, like at least Vince McMahon. Like I don't.
Only Vince and Shane are heels. I guess Triple H and Stephanie are like faces, since they weren't doing heelish stuff to Becky. They did let her get her match
Yeah.
back.
Fair
so-
enough. Fair enough.
So I mean,
Yeah.
I guess that's what they're trying to do, is push Vince as a heel and Shane as a heel, I guess, in this whole situation. But the only way that I see this going down is Kofi actually getting a shot at Mania, but I don't know how they're going to do it. I think it's going to end up being probably the last week before Mania that they finally give it to him, you know?
Yeah, they really need to show us how they're gonna build that up again. Since they literally just
Yeah,
told
like
us he's not in anymore.
I don't know what I don't know what they're gonna do if like I think that's the
Yeah.
only way they can do it now. And I mean, you've seen the New Day's like social media feeds. Like I watched Big E's like 2 minute video he posted on Twitter. He just was literally like, and I mean, they're playing. If they're this is truly like a work,
It's a work.
like I know I get that it's
Yeah.
like probably a work and it for sure is a work, but they're playing it pretty well. At least Big E's playing it very well. At least in that social media post where he's just like, we are done being pushed over. People of our like who we are like never gonna be at the top, are always all this stuff. Like all those reasons were like legitimate reasons to like not want to be a part of the company anymore, you know? Like I totally got the motivations behind what Big E was saying about the New Day, but I don't know.
Did you see Xavier Woods' post? He also had a similar
Yeah.
video.
Yeah, I did, where he was at GDC and he was just like, I've got other things that I'm doing, like I've got other interests, other things I would much rather be more involved in.
He's making a game studio.
He announced that a while ago, though.
Why no?
Hanging out with Brad
He
Madison.
said he
again.
can. He said he's willing to put his full interest into that.
I mean,
It felt very real for both of them.
Yeah, it did. And I didn't see a video by Kofi on his Twitter anyways, but
No, I
I
didn't
think
see
he's
one
crying
from him
right
either.
now. I think
but like I don't know, like I just don't know what they're gonna do with this storyline if they're gonna push Kofi, because who else are they gonna put in there? Like they already did a swerve and had Kevin Owens, and like that was like nobody cared. Nobody cared about Kevin Owens coming and wrestling against Daniel Bryan.
I don't even remember how that match was anymore. You know, it was like last week.
Yeah, at Fastlane, like I don't.
They'll end up doing a triple threat with Bray Wyatt, Kofi, and
No.
Daniel Bryan.
I heard they heard.
And then they'll have what's his face cheese between Bray and
Oh,
Daniel.
Luke Harper.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I heard Bray Wyatt is on like a creative hiatus since they don't know what to do.
Probably.
With him.
He's growing his hair back out.
He was with JoJo too. Did you see that, Omega?
Oh yeah, I've seen it. I didn't like it,
But
but I've seen it.
I'm just looking through the rest of this. Like
You
the
guys,
gauntlet match is the only thing that was like worth talking about, I think.
do you guys care about Miz versus Shane?
No, not
even
really.
close.
No. I mean, I would have liked them as a tag team again, but the Miz versus Shane thing. I don't know.
It's another filler match for WrestleMania.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
We don't need any more filler matches though.
we gotta fill in that 8-hour show. How are we gonna do that if we don't have any of those filler matches?
I'm literally gonna take like 4 naps during that show probably.
I'm not. I'm gonna just pull through. 'Cause I
Naps and faps.
I don't think I've
Dude,
ever.
who else was on call? Besides Bray and Sami Zayn.
Luke Harper.
Yeah, I mean Luke Harper.
He's ready.
Tag teams they buried.
I mean, you got anybody else that doesn't get any time on any of the other shows you could probably throw in.
I don't
Dolph
even know
Ziggler.
who's on whose brand anymore. That's why they keep switching everyone every time they get injured.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when they feel like it,
That's how it is now.
have them show up on Raw.
Watch, Sami Zayn's gonna appear on SmackDown.
ECW.
ECW. It's coming back
Bringing
on
it back.
Sci-Fi
So, like,
Network.
So, one of my favorite
All right.
tag teams also won in this card.
The Iconics.
I don't like them.
Yeah.
I don't like their wrestling.
Well, screw you and your opinions.
Dude, I love the Iconics, man.
They're cool. I just like I
Not
don't
because
know.
Peyton Royce is so hot. They can't
I-
wrestle.
I-
but
Billy Kay's is a better one, but we'll talk about this another time.
they're good as a duo.
Yeah, they're
They're,
good.
I mean,
They're-
they cut really good promos.
Yeah.
I like their mic
Yeah.
work.
It's just their wrestling. It was just. It's
They're
okay.
better
They've done
than
good
Mandy
wrestling.
Rose and Sonya Deville, though.
I mean, I like them because they're a legitimate like women's tag team. Like nobody else in the WWE women's division are legitimate like tag teams. Like sure the Boston Hug Connection, but like that was like
They're
More of a
legitimate, but-
single
super
together.
super thrown together. Like the Iconics the whole way through have been like me and her, the Iconics the whole way.
I don't know.
And like I love that. I like if they switch title hands to Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, like I would be okay with it because they're legitimately the only like tag team.
Yeah, the only other team that's like that is the Riot Squad.
Yeah.
But they're on Raw, of course. So I don't like them.
are
Well,
on
I heard might be a fatal 4-way
Really?
for this match. Yeah.
With Naya and Tamina
Yeah.
and the Riot Squad probably.
No.
Interesting.
Iconics. Oh, the third, fourth one. I don't know what the fourth one
Yeah.
is. I hope they bring in.
Or would it
NXT.
be Natty and Beth Phoenix?
Let's bring that up at the card, making a card.
No, it's not about
All
now.
right, perfect.
Okay.
So what
That's
So what do you guys
Rate it.
think about? So what do you guys think about SmackDown overall? What is our overall impression? Kevin, what's your overall impression of SmackDown?
Hold on, I'm going through if we missed anything. You talked about the AJ cutting the promo backstage.
Yes.
Yep, I did.
What happened? I don't remember that at all for some reason.
It sucked.
He,
Like
it was
less than a
just
minute.
not a great. It wasn't a great promo.
What did you think about the Charlotte and Becky Lynch?
that sucked.
I just am not a huge fan of what they're doing with that. Like, it's just more of them beating the hell out of each other.
I thought it was alright too.
So overall, Kevin, what is your overall impressions of SmackDown?
Too long. I should have slept through 2 matches as well.
Too long. It's only 2 hours.
I thought it was alright. I felt like I don't know. I knew it was better than Raw for sure, but it wasn't that much better from Raw. Because I didn't like too much of the Gauntlet match. It was alright. And everything else was just, average. Not much happened in this SmackDown, except for that Gauntlet match.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what
I
I
mean,
remember waiting for the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, the Gauntlet match was what, an hour? Pretty much an hour match.
Yeah, it was the whole second hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Payback, what'd you think?
I gave it 4 pay stars. It was
that would
twice as good as Raw.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Omega.
I give it 3 Rey Mysterio sons. Out of
Oh!
5.
Well, you didn't talk about that.
Right, Dominic!
You didn't talk about that.
That
He
was
returned.
he
He
was
made his
talking
return.
about it.
We're not using this site ever again,
What's his
dude.
face?
We're getting a new site. I can't believe they fucking forgot about that part.
They missed that.
Yeah,
They
it's on
did
it.
miss
They took
it.
that out of Hulu?
No, they took it out of this news report. Or
They
not
took
the
it out of this
recap.
this report. Yeah.
It
So
was just a basket segment, though.
I think.
I do like that they confirmed that Ray versus Samoa Joe's happening at
Yeah.
Mania. I do like that confirmation.
I mean,
but-
it was already confirmed. They announced it last week. Remember?
Who?
They just said it. It was happening.
Oh,
They pointed at the sign? Not official.
did they?
I
I
don't
have no idea.
I don't think so.
Damn, they didn't plant the sign. I mean, it's not official.
Well,
Also, you guys think Dominic might play a part to that whole match?
No, I doubt. I mean,
It hits,
Well, they bring him out.
Samoa Joe might bring
is
it
is Dominic wrestling?
Yeah, he's training.
he's training. Yes.
So I don't know. Maybe he does
He'll take a
cheap,
bump.
but if he does, I think
They insert Dominic to the match and he becomes.
I think Andrade comes in if something. I think Andrade's gonna
Why?
mess with that match somehow.
Why did they get rid of that feud to bring in this new feud that had no build up? I don't get it.
With Joe?
Yeah.
Joe.
They wanted Ray to have a shot at the title because he hasn't had a U.S. title.
I guess. I don't know. I'm just
They
upset.
think that feuds have to have a title to be on WrestleMania card.
Yeah, they do.
But do titles matter anymore, I guess, in a way? Like, not all of them.
No, not in WWE.
Yeah.
AJ
No
versus
titles.
Randy Orton.
Prestigious as other places.
But that's not even a title. That's the thing. It's not even a title match.
But like I think what they're trying to do is use the title to build the rivalry between Joe and Mysterio, to give it even more of a layer that Mysterio hasn't won the title, hasn't won the U.S. title ever before.
We only have 2 weeks until WrestleMania. Like, there hasn't really been a build-up.
That's what they're trying to build it quick. So they're just saying like the title's the best thing, the title.
Have they said the title was the best thing? I don't think they have too. What did
No,
Ray?
like, they're
What did Ray say in this interview? In the interview? Because I don't remember anymore. I just remember seeing
Well, they
Dom,
don't
and I was like, "Damn, he's taller now." He's not
They
a
don't
kid.
necessarily say it. They don't necessarily say it in their promos, but they say it with everything else. Like you heard
Yeah, I
Todd
get what you're
Phillips
saying.
or whatever say like Rey Mysterio has never gotten the U.S. title before, and like they talk about that when they show the like artwork for the WrestleMania thing.
Yeah, but they say a lot of things, a lot of dumb things.
Yeah, they say dumb things, but the audience hears it, so it's part of the story.
I don't know. I don't
Anyway.
know. I don't know.
Anyway, what do you think about SmackDown? What are we thinking? Is it all right? Was the gauntlet match enough?
It was all right. It was a better,
Yeah.
a bit better than Raw this week.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I always think SmackDown's better than Raw always, but
Always.
It's just
All
a
right.
hot take.
all right,
We'll
guys.
see when they get the Fox.
So
Yeah,
moving on
sure.
to 205 Live then?
Is this true? Oh yeah, let me hear you talk about 205 Live Killer Payback.
All right.
I didn't put
So
it on the
I did
card.
lie. There was a match before the one I'm going to talk about in a little bit in length, not so much. There was a match between Mike Kanellis and Akira Tozawa. Mike Kanellis wins by a rolling cutter.
Oh, you finally got a match.
Match
then.
wasn't that very long. It was fine.
Was
He's
Maria
on,
there?
He's on 205 pretty. Yes, Maria was there.
No,
He's on 205 Live.
Did they kiss?
much
Did
all the
they
time.
kiss?
Of course. Maria even cut the promo putting her husband over.
no.
Anyways.
I was gonna say he finally got a match because I remember last time I was watching. I think it was like 2 weeks ago that he kept asking for a match, and they wouldn't give it to him. But he got a match with the
Yeah.
local, and that wasn't good enough for him. So he was getting mad about that. That's how I was like, oh, he actually got a match this time. But yeah,
They're going to
Yeah.
AEW.
So, if you haven't been following, the months of January, February, March are all build up. They make a little tournament on 205 Live for the match at WrestleMania. Last year, it was Cedric Alexander in his WrestleMania match. I can't remember his opponent for the life of me. And he won it.
Mustafa.
No, was it?
No, he was in the he was in the semifinals. I don't remember who was in the finals. Actually, wait, I can look it up right now.
It had to be.
It was Mustafa actually. It was Mustafa.
Okay. Damn, that was
Yeah,
quick.
that's what I thought.
That was quick on
All right.
Jeez.
Well, the final match is down to Cedric Alexander and Tony Nese. And if you don't know, Tony Nese and Buddy Murphy are pretty tight.
Best friends.
So there's a little backstage interview of Cedric Alexander and Buddy Murphy and Tony Nese. Interrupts, talk trash and all that stuff, and then Cedric Alexander makes comments about how Tony Nese is Buddy Murphy's lackey, and that if those two are so concerned about Cedric, they should probably just back it up in the ring, basically. And they go on about this, saying, and he says that Nese can't beat him, essentially, to Buddy Murphy. Okay, and then also next week there's gonna be a match between Lucha House Party versus Drew Gulak, Humberto Carrillo, and Jack Gallagher. For everyone that cares.
Wow,
Me.
yeah, Lucha House Party still a thing. Haven't seen them in a while.
Lucha.
God, when was
Alright,
the last time we saw
So
them?
this match goes on. It was a pretty long match, I gotta say. It felt long, 15 minutes about, give or take. The winner, Tony Nese. And he
Wow.
becomes the #1 contender at WrestleMania for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. So of course,
We still got 2 weeks to build.
Cedric, being the cool guy he is, he shares a moment with Tony in good sportsmanship. Buddy comes out, to raise his pal's hand in victory, and knees him in the face, of course.
I knew it. I knew it.
And that's the show.
Wow. So it's going to be Tony Nese and Buddy Murphy at Mania.
Yes.
I did put a 205 graphic
Huh.
on the screen. Should I do that right now?
No, it's fine. If you want.
Yeah,
I
be
gotta,
careful.
look for I gotta look up for the logo, and I don't know.
All right.
So much work. 205.
I
Live.
honestly can't rate this because it's way too short. I can't rate a show this short. I can do the one match, and that match was about a 3-star match.
3 pay stars.
Yes, 3 pay stars.
We don't even know what that's out of, so all right. So
On to NXT then.
yeah, we'll move on to NXT unless Omega has something really profound to say about 205 Live.
That NXT superstars, Forgotten Sons, are definitely gonna make their way up there.
Oh, to 205 Live, really?
Yeah. Because
Okay.
what's his face?
Who said that?
Is Buddy Murphy's old tag team partner. No, I just feel like that they're gonna do that somehow. They'll
Huh.
try to get Buddy Murphy into the Forgotten Sons.
Interesting.
I don't know about that. We'll see. I hope they don't. I hope they get rid of 205 Live. I wish they just integrated to like Raw or SmackDown.
I think they would. I really liked when the Cruiserweight division was on SmackDown back in the day. But
Well, give it to Raw.
I think they have.
since they had to fill in an extra hour. So
That's true. That's true. They could give it to Raw. But let's move on to NXT because there's some big stuff that was announced here in the front end of the show. So NXT this week, we had Triple H open up the show, and he walked out, bow down to the king, and it was
with a title in hand, right?
him coming up. He came out with the NXT Championship in his hand, and he said he was talking about how dreams are at NXT, all this stuff, and he said that he was planning on letting everyone know originally that the main event at TakeOver New York was going to be Johnny Gargano against Tommaso Ciampa. But that's not going to happen because Tommaso ended up having surgery on his neck,
Rest in peace,
and
Tommaso.
Tommaso had to relinquish the NXT Championship. So Gargano is still going to compete for the NXT Championship at TakeOver New York, but they don't know who that will be against because during this show, they learned that there's going to be a fatal 5-way match to determine who faces Gargano at TakeOver. And in that fatal 5-way is going to be Ricochet, Adam Cole, Bebe, Aleister Black, the North American champion, Velveteen Dream, and Matt Riddle. They're going to compete later on in this, the King of Bro. And they also announced that that TakeOver match that Gargano is going to be in against whoever is going to be a 2 out of 3 falls match. He said, to be definitive of who is going to be the champ.
Damn.
So that was kind of how they started off the show. Triple H's music hits and he walks back. We then see a video about Tommaso Ciampa's surgery and everything that he kind of went through there with his daughter. I think it was his daughter, and his wife. And they kind of interviewed the doctors and all that kind of stuff. Then after that, you see Io Shirai and Kairi Sane, the Sky Pirates, are being interviewed backstage about TakeOver, and they say TakeOver isn't gonna, come between their friendship, but they'll fight each other if they have to. All of a sudden, Bianca Belair comes in, and she claims that this shouldn't be a fatal four-way because Shayna Baszler interfered in their number one contenders match, and then on her way out, she like bumps Kairi Sane with her shoulder. And, you know, Bianca Blair's still doing her. My mindset is undefeated. And it's like, get out of here with that garbage. Anyways.
I never liked her.
Yeah, you know.
I don't know. She seemed like a heel to me the whole time. So.
Yeah, I
She's
mean,
just
I
there
think
because she's in the tag team with that other guy.
I mean Montez Ford and her are married.
Yeah.
From
That's her
the Street
husband.
Profits. That's her hubby.
That's the fucking name of the tag team.
But what I think, I like her in the ring. I think she does some cool stuff in the ring. She's super athletic. But I just am not a fan of her in this. And then we had the Fatal 5-Way, which just took up the whole entire part of the show. That was the only match on the card was the Fatal 5-Way.
Did you watch it?
I did. I
Was
did
it good?
watch it. And it was total non-stop chaos. Like, if you guys haven't watched it, I would highly suggest just watching it. There were so many good spots, so much cool stuff. The guy that really impressed me in it, though, was Matt Riddle. He really, I think he was really showing some cool stuff, in there, and I think it was a really cool thing. I think out of that they're gonna set up him versus Velveteen for the North American Championship, and then they had, you know, the eventual winner out of that. But it was a good match. There was a lot of one-upsmanship with the spots, and then how the match ended. I mean, I'll spoil it because it's for the podcast, so this is what we'll do. Ricochet did a shooting star press and hit, I believe he hit, I think it was Riddle, or maybe it was Riddle, I think. And he was about to pin him, but Cole ran in and did a last shot from the back behind him while Ricochet was like in a pinning position, and then rolls over onto Ricochet and gets the win. So Adam Cole is the one who gets the victory and will be facing Gargano at TakeOver in a 2 out of 3 falls match. And that was the end of that show.
So are you?
You know what I said about that?
Wait, tell us.
Omega?
Say what?
I can do it.
What'd you say? I'm over here.
Adam Cole.
I heard Adam. What about Adam Cole? Say what?
Hey,
He won the Fatal 5-Way and is going to face Gargano at the at TakeOver for the
Say
title.
Adam Cole, baby.
Adam Cole, baby.
I don't know what the hell he wanted me to say.
Oh my gosh. Well,
What? Damn it.
Adam
what do you
Cole,
think? What do you think
baby.
of?
There we go. He's happy.
Yeah, there,
Adam Cole, baby.
yeah,
I'm
there
sorry.
you go.
I'm sorry.
So NXT is
No, but
my
I'm glad he
favorite, is
won.
my
Everything else in
favorite
the
show.
world.
So
Wait, so you guys are happy that he won? I'm happy that he won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, with whatever else was with everyone else that was in that Fatal 5-Way, they already had different stuff going on story-wise. So like it made perfect sense for Adam Cole to win because he was the one that really didn't have much going on story-wise. You had Ricochet and Black, who are in the Dusty Rhodes Classic. You had Velveteen and Matt Riddle, who was rumored that they were going to be the ones having a match at TakeOver for the North American title. So like Adam Cole is the one that was just like, it makes sense for him to win because there's nothing else story-wise that's going on with the Undisputed Era. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed this. Maybe you guys didn't watch it, but they changed the Undisputed Era's like logo and the way that their back, like their LED wall looks. So they kind of changed it a little bit. So I usually when they do that, they are like prepping them to be brought up.
You think? You think it's gonna be all 4 of them?
I think all 4 of them are gonna show up the Mania or the Raw after Mania, and are gonna like gang up on if it's or maybe not the Raw. No, Raw would be big. It'd either be Raw or SmackDown, and they take out like one of the other like bigger stable or the other bigger
New Day?
groups. I think the New Day
New Day or
against
Shield?
No, it's gonna be what's the other?
No, I think it's
Or
gonna
both.
be.
What are they called? Eric Young.
Sanity. We haven't
Sanity.
seen them at all
Sarah,
on any
Sanity.
of the shows.
That's what it was. I couldn't remember what the name was. It's gotta be
But
them.
yeah,
It's
so
gotta be
Cole. I think the Cole versus Gargano match is going to be really good at it. So,
them. Yeah. It's
but that was
2 out of 3,
NXT.
right?
2 out of 3 falls for that title. Yep.
Have they
So,
announced
that's
any
what I
other
got.
matches for the takeover? Besides that one and the women's?
It was just the women's and that one. Those are the only 2 that have been announced. But I do believe that they are building Riddle versus Dream for the North American title. I think that's what they're going to go with.
So that's it, huh?
But I think that's about it. That's all that they've got.
That's it for NXT. So
So that was NXT. I give it a thumbs up.
I give it a thumbs up too, because I'll see it tomorrow.
Based on your say, I'm gonna give it 7 pay stars.
7?
I mean, you guys should watch it and figure it out on your own. But for me, the one match was just really good.
So
The
they only had,
Bianca Belair stuff, like, get out of there.
so they only had 2 matches then?
No, it was only one match.
Oh, because the other one, which is a promo then.
Yep,
Really, it took
all
that
filler
long.
promo and then one match. Yep.
Holy moly. That's interesting. Only one match. It's only an hour too, right? Or is it just like
Yeah,
or
it's
something?
only an hour.
All right.
So we got
So
NXT.
that,
You want my
that was
news?
NXT.
Uh,
Yeah, let me hear some of your news quick. Unless we want.
There's not a
So
lot.
here's the deal. We can either
hold on.
cut the topic. 'cause
Give
I
me
think
one
we're
second.
going
I'm getting a
long.
call from
Oh.
Japan.
Oh.
Give me a
Oh.
second. Hello? Are you there?
Kevin,
Dude, Omega, you gotta tell me what's going on. What's going on in New Japan?
dude, they're getting ready for the G1 Supercard, man. 2 weeks.
Again? You told me that last week.
Triple threat match. Marty Skrull.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wait, are you talking about?
Forget the other guy.
Are you talking about Ring of Honor or are you talking about New Japan?
Talking about New Japan, the G1 Supercard.
Oh, okay.
By then, the New Japan couple be done with. Then they'll be ready for the G1 Supercard.
Okay, good. That's great. Oh, yeah, right there. Omega?
KevinAceX, dude.
Oh, God.
I've been trying to get a hold of you for 3 weeks, brother.
Hey, we talked last week.
Podcast. I know you want to talk to him. I found a way to talk to him. Calm down, Ultimaniac. It's me.
Oh, gosh.
I know you want to talk to Macho Man Randy Savage, dude.
No, I wanted to talk to Omega about wrestling.
Well, I just hit him in the back of the head with a steel chair. I don't think he's getting up for a long time.
I think I should call the police then.
Macho Man, brother.
No. Can you just wake up, Omega? Tell me more about New Japan?
He's kind of bleeding from the back of his skull right now, but
Oh.
if you want to talk to Macho Man,
No, it's fine. I gotta go. We doing something else. Bye. Oh, man.
Jeez. Wow, Hulk Hogan just really is relentless against Omega there.
No, that was Macho Man, wasn't it?
Wait, that was Macho Man? No, I think
It was both of them.
Hogan.
It was both of them.
I think was it both of them? I
Yeah,
think
it was-
Hogan was saying that he can get Macho Man if you want him.
Oh.
Maybe it was. Maybe it was Macho Man. I don't know.
Uh,
The
rest,
Mega Powers were out there just beating down Omega.
rest in peace, Omega. You know, he gave me the New Japan report.
Rest in peace.
I don't know what he told me. Something about G1 and Marty Scurll.
The G1 Supercard. Apparently, there's a triple threat with Marty
Triple threat
Scurll.
with Marty Scurll. That's all I heard.
That's all I got out of that too.
Wait, here's Ring of Honor, I guess, in a way. Yeah, isn't that Ring of Honor? I should have hung up on him right away. God damn it. Can't talk about Ring of Honor. It's gonna be all New Japan.
So that was the New Japan report with Omega,
Rest in peace. As I
and
said.
a special appearance from the Hulkster. So we got 2 segments left in the show. We could just do news and be done with it since we're getting a little long in the tooth, or we could do the topic as well. What are you guys feeling?
I mean, if it's quick, we can do the topic. What's the news? How much news do we have?
Yeah, how
It's
much
like
news
3
we got,
things.
Payback? 3 things.
Yeah, here I'm just gonna go through really quickly. First off,
All
former WWE superstar Adam Rose has announced retirement.
She's so
WWE moving their headquarters to a different building in the same city of Stamford, Connecticut, and they're
Alright.
selling Titan Towers.
I heard that. Sad
And then the
news.
third piece of news is that AJ Styles extended his contract, which was originally
He did.
supposed to expire after WrestleMania.
He extended it, and it was kind of in a weird way. Did you
Yeah,
see how he
he
did
said
it
it
on,
in a tweet,
on Twitter?
saying that he signed a new contract, and here's a new here's a photo of his new family member, and it was a picture of a baby dog.
Yeah, it was a
Big
little
puppy, I
puppy, and it was
Um,
like, here's a new family member. Oh yeah, by the way, I signed a contract.
Yes, in a similar fashion, Sin Cara also announced a new family member and said he did not sign a new contract, amidst reports that saying he did.
I didn't even
Interesting.
listen.
All right,
No.
and that's all the news for tonight or this week.
That's all the news. All right, thanks for the news report there, Payback. Finally, we're gonna go into our topic, and I think we could do it. We could do this pretty handedly
of the
here,
show.
but
Yes.
the let's not take that from. Let's not get the copyright claim there for that. But
You don't do it anymore, so we're kidding.
oh yeah, they don't do that. So So the topic of the show is the WrestleMania card, right? Is that what we're gonna be
Yes.
talking about?
Do you have a link to what's been announced so far?
It's on Wikipedia, and I'm gonna go through it right now. So as of so usually last year there was 14 matches total. This year it seems like there's gonna be more, but we're only gonna assume there's 14 total this year as well. So far there have been 10 announced matches
Jeez.
at WrestleMania.
Yep.
I'm going to announce them all right now. So of course you have
Mhm.
Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins. You have Ronda
Yep.
Rousey versus Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. You have Buddy Murphy versus Tony Nese, which is decided on 205 Live. Triple H versus Batista. Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin.
God, jeez.
Shane McMahon versus The Miz.
Jesus.
AJ Styles versus Randy Orton.
Could be a
The
good
Andre
one.
the Giant Memorial Battle Royale, of which one contestant has been announced, which was Braun Strowman. The U.S. title match, Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio. And the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship, which is Asuka versus to be determined opponent, which they're having a fatal 4-way next week on SmackDown between Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, Carmella, and Naomi.
Okay.
So we can determine who's going to win that fatal 4-way and the other 4 matches that are likely to happen. The other titles that have not been announced to have matches are Intercontinental, both men's tag team championships. Actually,
Yep.
I don't have the women's tag match here either. So if you want to
Yeah,
guess
that's
that
not-
too. And I don't
that
have
hasn't
the
been on the
SmackDown
card.
championship match in here either.
Oh yeah, WWE Championship.
So that's at least 5 matches. If they're going to put all the titles at WrestleMania, which they usually do.
I've heard that they normally, or that this year they were thinking about bumping the amount of matches to 17.
Interesting.
I
You
saw
know, I heard that
rumors of
someone's
that.
too, dude.
Did you?
What? How to get on his comms?
Oh shoot.
What happened?
Oh god, there he is. Oh, Omega. Thank God you're back. We're talking about WrestleMania and what matches could be in there. But did they really say 17
Rock
matches?
versus AJ.
See, they were thinking it, but I should just assume there's only 15.
There's only 15.
With those championships I said they didn't have.
So
Just
the ones that we haven't got are the WWE Championship, SmackDown Tag, Raw Tag,
Raw Tag,
Women's
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 Tag,
Tag,
and the Intercontinental.
and Intercontinental.
Who's the Intercontinental champion? Lashley?
Bobby Lashley.
Lashley.
Lashley. Oh gosh. You know he's gonna fight Finn. You see what they leaked, right?
Oh. Yeah.
The Demon Finn for WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So I'm guessing he's gonna fight.
Is that the only reason? That is the only reason that they had him drop the title on Raw, is for him to like have a reason to get the demon and to bring it out at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That's so freaking dumb.
That's so dumb. I thought he was gonna have to fight Undertaker. That's what he was gonna do.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. The regular matches of John Cena and Undertaker are not on this card either. It is unknown if those are going to be matches here.
Well, I don't think Undertaker's gonna be here. I don't think he's gonna be
Yeah, I don't think so either. Vince is pissed at him for doing appearances at other places.
Oh
We're gonna
no.
have Taker and Cena sit in front row.
Oh yeah, he could. Cena can be in front row.
Who are the SmackDown Tag? Oh, Usos. Yeah, that's right.
Ooh, so
Usos versus Hardys.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Uso versus the Hardys.
you think they won it?
Revival.
Yeah.
I think the Hardys get it.
2 years in a row.
So that's 5 other matches. So we think that we're just gonna have 15 matches straight up.
Yeah, so let's just assume there's at least 15.
So which of those matches are gonna be pre-show?
Yeah, we can determine that as well. I think they're going to put the Cruiserweight in the pre-show again.
I think they do that too.
And of course, the Under the Giant Memorial Battle Royale is in the pre-show.
Yeah,
And last
Yeah,
year there
Royale.
was a women's Battle Royale.
Battle Royale too,
I forget
yeah.
who they were dedicating that to.
They were gonna dedicate it to.
It was just called WrestleMania Women's Battle Royale.
No, they were
well,
gonna
it's
dedicate.
because they
Yeah, say it together.
were gonna dedicate it to what's her face, the one that was with
Moolah?
Mae
Great
Young.
Moolah?
Yeah, the Great Moolah, and it turned out that she was a racist.
No, it wasn't a racist. It turned out she was a
Pimp.
terrible person. Yeah, and a pimp. Taking the women's money when they get paid and this and that. She was just like, a
Yeah, it
terrible
wasn't
person.
good. So the Battle Royal, the Andre the Giant one, and I think that the Cruiserweight one's gonna be on there.
I remember the pre-show's 2 hours.
If I remember last year, they did 3 matches. I think there was the
Yes.
Two
Andre
It was
the
the
Giant.
Cruiserweight and both Battle Royales.
So I guess we're not doing another women's battle royale.
Didn't seem that way.
It doesn't seem like they're gonna have it. At least they haven't announced it yet. Maybe they want to take a year for it to cool off.
I mean, it wasn't great having two.
I don't know.
Pretty much
No,
back to back.
battle royals are never that fun to watch, unless it's like the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, because they all start at the ring, right? So.
Yeah, everyone's in the
Yeah.
ring at one time. So I think it's just gonna be 2. I think it's just gonna be 2 matches of the pre-show.
Don't think so. Like I said, it's 2 hours for the pre-show, so they're gonna fill in all that time. So I'm thinking they might
I
have.
don't know. What else do you
3 or
think
4
they
matches.
do? Do you think they put Asuka and the women's title on the pre-show? There's no way that they could get away with that.
So it's the men.
Like I
Or
said
do they
before,
Royale.
Or do they do
last year was
Angle?
also a 2-hour 2-hour pre-show, and it was both Battle Royales and the Cruiserweight Championship. of which those matches consisted of about 35 minutes of wrestling.
On each match?
No,
No,
total.
together.
Oh,
total.
together, really? What
Yes.
the hell? 2 hours of.
So I mean, what they could do is give the cruiserweight championship more time, then.
I mean, they didn't do it last year, so we'll
I
see.
mean, they gave him 12 minutes. I mean,
Yeah.
they might give him more time this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with those two being on the pre-show.
I'm gonna say, who's the Raw Tag Team Champions?
The Revival.
They're gonna be in pre-show.
Ooh, Revival against who?
I don't.
I can
know.
get behind that.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Ricochet and Aleister Black.
They got.
But I think they might do another triple threat.
They got eliminated, right? In that Dusty Rose Classic.
That happens next week.
Oh, okay. So we have to find out until then. Who's in the? Who's in semifinals?
They already had the semifinals. Yeah.
Oh, they did.
The finals is Ricochet and Aleister versus the Forgotten Sons. That's next
Oh.
week. That's the finals.
I guess the Forgotten Sons won it. Who's the NXT champions? Tag team champions?
War Raiders.
Oh yeah. I guess it's Forgotten Sons. I don't know. What to see and find out. Because I don't know who the rival will defend the titles with. What are the tag teams we have in Raw?
You've got Gable and Rude,
Oh yeah,
and
that's it. The B team.
it's pretty the B team.
Zack Ryder and
Yeah, Kurt Hawkins.
Kurt Hawkins,
Jesus. The tag division at Raw is just straight trash.
I mean, SmackDown has been going down lately.
Yeah, but at least they have the Usos and the New Day. If they weren't in a thing with Daniel Bryan, like
What if they do Usos versus Revival, and then they fuse the tag championships,
whoa.
and then
Nope.
they have it
God damn it,
go
Kevin,
around
and
like they
then
did with the women's
fucking take them
championship.
apart again.
And
You know what? How about we fuse together the both Universal and WWE championships?
I mean, let's not do that because
WWE
I
Universe Championship.
Undisputed.
don't want to do that. Let's not do that because then Brock would take it, they'll defend it.
That's too true.
So I can get behind the Raw Tag Team Championship being on the pre-show.
Yeah.
That or the
Heavy
Usos.
machinery.
One of the. Oh yeah, Heavy Machinery can.
I don't think
No.
that they put the Usos in if it's the
Not if they're
Hardys.
against the Hardys. No.
There's no way that that's going to be on the pre-show.
Damn, I just feel bad for the Revival. They haven't gotten a good shot. They haven't gotten a shot, dude. I feel bad for them.
Dude.
They're
FTR,
the
man.
champs. They're the champs.
I know, and they're being in pre-show. Come on. I don't know.
I mean, that's what I think. Raw tag. I'm gonna write that down on my prediction
Raw tag,
because I do think
Battle Royale.
in the cruiserweights.
What if they do the cruiserweight in the main show and they have the United States Championship? A pre-show.
They wouldn't. They're no. not with Joe and Ray.
You never know. You never know. We don't know.
The only other thing that I think that they could do is, I don't know if they do this, but I could see it, is if it's truly Baron Corbin versus Kurt Angle. Throw it on the pre-show.
They're not throwing it in the pre-show.
Dude, his last match.
I know, on the
They'll
pre-show.
probably make it first. They'll make it the first match.
No. They need to make
Of
the
the
Miz and
official
Shane
WrestleMania.
McMahon the first match. Please. I don't want to see that in the middle of WrestleMania.
I mean, I could also get behind. Yeah, no, Miz and McMahon would be a good one, or Angle and Corbin.
Dude, I feel bad for the Miz, man. What his dad said, one of his quotes. He's like, he's an average wrestler or some shit.
I mean, he's saying
They gotta have
his honest opinion.
Mr. McMahon support Miz. Like,
Mrs. Dad supports Shane.
Miz's dad supports Shane, yeah.
Mrs. Dad versus Vince at WrestleMania.
Hair versus hair like Donald.
All right. So let's look at the remaining openings that we have here. So we got the WWE Championship. We got Daniel Bryan versus somebody. Do you think that somebody is Kofi?
It's Kofi.
After what we've seen so far, is it still Kofi?
It's Kofi. I don't know how they're going to tie
Yes.
it in. That's Kofi.
So that's Kof.
It might.
So we.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I don't know
Threat.
who. Yeah, I don't know who else they could build up.
Not this not that quickly.
You'd be
It's 2 weeks
surprised,
away.
man.
Like, unless they just like decide to throw Kevin Owens in there, but
Vince McMahon versus Daniel Bryan.
damn it, I want that wood piece of trash title.
I'll make it fall.
Damn it, I'm the only one worthy of it.
I'll make it
I'm the
leather
man.
again. I'll kill 10,000 cows to make it leather again.
So that's a main show for sure. But I think it's Kofi. You think the Usos are facing the Hardys for sure?
Yeah,
They
I'm
have to
fairly
be.
certain.
They just came back and they're all on a tag team again, so yeah, I'm guessing that too.
Yeah, I don't deny that. The Revival's gonna face somebody. We don't know.
Yeah,
who.
you want to know all the
Ooh.
tag teams on Raw right now? Let's not including Aleister Black and Ricochet.
Who?
Go for it.
So
Hit me.
you have AOP, who I think
One's injured.
One of the
Akam
guys
is
hurt.
still injured.
Yeah.
Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. You have Rizongo, which Fandango is still injured.
Mm-hmm.
Lucha House Party,
Back.
The Ascension,
Something like that.
Jesus.
the B Team, and the Revival. That's it.
So they,
Who
I
are they
guess
gonna- It's just
unless
gonna
they
be
bring
Rude and
someone
Gable
up.
again.
I guess they can do a fatal four-way tag team championship match. They can do that and put it in the pre-show, maybe.
Yeah, just throw in Lucha House Party there.
Yeah, but I don't think Ricochet and Aleister are gonna be. They're not gonna be a Mania.
You don't think so?
I don't think they are.
I don't think there's anything announced for the NXT Takeover tag teams yet, and the Destroyer Classic
No, they
was already pre-filmed.
So if whoever wins the Rhodes Classic faces the champs at Takeover.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then
So
they're
if
probably not
it's-
going to Mania.
So if it's Ricochet and Aleister, which I think it's gonna be, like they're
But you
gonna,
know it's going to be.
then they're gonna be at Takeover. So I don't think that they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna have them
'cause
wrestle 2 nights in a row.
When you think about it, there isn't really many other NXT guys in Mania. None of them announced because Johnny Gargano has a match at Takeover, so he's not going to be in it, even though they brought him up. Or half brought him up, I don't know. They haven't done anything with EC3.
Yeah.
They haven't done anything with Lacey Evans. Nothing with Nikki Cross. Tommaso Ciampa's out.
She walks out.
I mean, she's useless.
Lacey
She's coming
Evans
to Mania.
walked
You
out.
know she's coming
Yeah,
down to
she
Mania.
is. I guess.
To walk down the
During
ramp.
one, it's probably
Then
gonna
walk back
happen
up.
during
Elias.
the-
No, it's going to be during Elias'
Asuka.
performance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, probably.
Or Asuka, I guess. I don't know.
But I don't know, and I also don't care what happens with the Revival match. So
You
as
said
long as the
Nikki Cross
Revival,
chases Lacey Evans.
What was that?
ooh, that'd be fun.
Did you say Nikki Cross chases Lacey Evans?
I don't know. I don't think so. We'll see. I don't know what they're going to do. Such a surprise for
She was one of the people cheering for Kofi in that segment.
That's
Oh, yeah, she was.
EC3 was in the background.
So
too.
here's
Psychopath.
He's in the back.
I know I saw Heavy Machinery in there too.
EC3 showed up on Up Up Down Down not that long ago.
Well, so did
And that, watch along.
Perfect 10.
Yeah,
RFE.
Ty Dillinger did, and then they didn't have his nameplate pop up.
Yeah. Oh, yep.
R.I.P. So,
man.
the last two matches that we haven't really talked about who could it be. I mean, we said something about it, but the Intercontinental title, Lashley versus Demon Finn, is that what we are thinking for sure is going to happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't see it any other way.
Yeah, 'cause
They
they're not
haven't
gonna
built.
do Finn versus Taker.
No.
It sucks.
And then the women's tag match, we got Boss and Hug Connection versus
Natalia and
Iconics.
Phoenix.
Or is it going to be just Natalia and Phoenix? Straight
Probably.
up.
Honestly, it would be smart if WWE held on to the Iconics and Boss and Hug Connection feud for a little bit. But knowing WWE,
Yeah, I
they
mean-
might fuck that up.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what they normally do.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know about the tag team. Roman Twin.
Yeah.
In the air. So what else do we need? What else is missing?
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Damn. We'll have to see.
So
what
that
happens.
was, yeah, we're going to have to see what happens with Mania. And we'll have to see if our predictions come to fruition there with the pre-show. I have them written down, so I'm going to look and see when Mania comes, what we think's going to happen. So we got the Battle
Jinder
Royal.
Mahal wins the Battle
Jinder
Royal
Mahal.
for
He wins the...
a shot at the championship at Saudi Arabia, whatever they're calling it in May.
The greatest
Crown
WrestleMania
jewel.
ever.
Greatest WrestleMania.
The greatest WrestleMania.
All right.
We should have said at the
All right,
beginning,
ladies and gents.
we should have said at the beginning of the podcast that this is going to be the regular format of the podcast. Last week we only did the pay-per-view at the beginning because we just wanted to talk about it, and that went way too long.
That's true. Well, this is the normal format. You just heard Kevin say it.
And
That was the top. That was the topic of the show.
stats.
So we got any closing remarks here, Kev?
That's pretty much it. I mean, also when we do talk about the pay-per-view, it's going to be the day of with the people who are around to do the podcast with. Let people know about what's going on with the podcast.
Yeah. So you can. So that is this week's episode of the Botched Finish podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Tagato61 Baby. You can follow me on the socials at Tagato61. We got Kevin Ace, aka the Killer. You can follow him on Twitter as well. What's your Twitter handle there, Kevin?
Oh man, I think it's Kevin Ace. Let me look. Kevin_AceX. I can't remember what the underscore is at. That's why.
All right, cool, sweet. Killer Payback. Are you just Killer Payback on Twitter?
Yep, KillerPayback on literally everything. Look me up.
All right, on literally everything. And Rip Wilson Omega. How can people
How
get
you
the,
doing, dude?
Oh god, he's here.
How can people get at you if they want to speak at you about wrestling?
At Stack of Bibles on Twitter.
At
At
Stack of Bibles.
AndreEver9000 Instagram.
All right, sweet. So like we said
And
before, this is the
brother.
Hulk Hogan coming in. So like I said before, this is the Botched Finish podcast where each and every week 4, maybe 5, maybe even 3 sometimes, who knows, the wrestling fans gather around this Xbox Live party. Sometimes we'll jump to Discord probably. This Xbox. Yeah, whatever. Each we'll talk about our opinions about the WWE shows this week, as well as have a nice little New Japan report there from Hulk Hogan and Omega, depending on who shows up. And then you can follow us on the YouTube if you just search for the Botched Finish podcast.
We'll get a
Just
link soon.
give that a search,
We'll get a link soon.
and we will have a link. We'll have a link for you there soon. And also you can follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/botchfinish. So it's not botched finish, it's just botch finish with the ED missing. And we will soon be on SoundCloud as well once Kevin figures that out. So that is the show this week, guys. Thanks for stopping in, and we will hit the mats and hit the showers. How you feel about that, Omega?
Everybody, let's go to the showers.
All right.
We got some finishes to talk about.
Bye. What'd you guys do if what it said? I forgot to press record again.
I'd go to Half Moon Bay,
Wait a second.
California with the
Ed,
shank
Ed
of
and
shit.
Kev Phoenix are married?
Yeah.
How did I not know this?
What?